What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and today I am bringing you guys the round 7 of the PPL. Now, as you can see, I am going up against the new Crustle United and the amazing Chi, and he's basically bringing the exact team that I thought he would bring with Empoleon, Haxorus, Regirock, Mega Venusaur, Zapdos, and Crocodile. Now, real quick, I kind of want to go over a couple things that whenever I was prepping for this battle, because from the time that I made the team to the time we actually battled, I basically had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to do, and I kind of wanted to play this game a little bit differently than I've played every other game. I wanted to play this almost hyper offensive. I wanted to start from the very beginning, pushing him into a back corner that he couldn't back out of. It was my entire plan. And if I could get him on the back foot early, he wouldn't have time to use his amazing walls that I honestly have never been able to beat in general, aside from Mega Venusaur in League format. I would be able to beat them very early on because they would be so whittled down so quickly. So hold on one second. I actually have to move my mic. Yep, sorry if you guys heard that. But that was basically my entire plan, was to try to make him poop himself from the very beginning. So, as you can tell, I'm going to lead off with Electivire. He's going to lead off with his Crocodile, with his Empoleon. Basically, I decided to lead off with Electivire simply because everything on his team, it can hit some shape, way, or form. And depending on what he leads with, depends on the move that I can go for, and it can just blow through whatever he wants. However, it's not there to win the game, it's there to punch holes. So with that, let's go ahead and hop right into the battle. So as you just heard me say, Electivire is my best lead just because it can take care of everything that he wants to lead off with right away, as he decides to lead off with his Empoleon, which is a fantastic lead off for me because I get to just fire off an Earthquake and either hit this thing for 50%, hit whatever comes in aside from Zapdos, and when Zapdos comes in I can hit it for 50% with an Ice Punch. But he decides to go into his Venusaur. Now this is really good for me because I get to judge what kind of Venusaur it is right from that damage right there, and I know that he's basically a physically defensive variant. For the most part, he's physically defensive. He could have a little bit in spread EVs, but he's basically physically defensive, and I get to fire off a Psychic right here. And because he's mainly physically defensive, this is going to hurt a lot, and it's an easy 2-hit KO from that range, which is amazing. He's going to go for the knockoff and knock off my Assault Vest, which, while that does suck because I can't wall Zapdos as easily, I can kind of sort of tell that he's going to switch out right here into his Zapdos or into his either Zapdos or his Crocodile, and I get to go for an Ice Punch and get big damage. And that's exactly what I do. I go and I get a crit here, which honestly I don't think matters too much because I have an easy wall to this in Gligar, and another Ice Punch takes it out from this range. Ice Beam from Kyurem, if I get my agility off, kills it. So there's honestly, once this thing took damage, I don't think crits really mattered on this thing. It just put him at a low amount of health, that's all. So right here, I decided to actually Baton Pass after he knocked off my Eviolite because what it gave me a chance to do was it gave me a chance to see if he was going to stay in, what he was going to do. If he switched out into Zapdos, I get a very good switch into Electivire and all this other type of stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I Baton Passed right the heck out. Baton Pass over U-turn just because I needed to have Baton Pass for the agility. But I'm going to go for the Ice Punch as he reveals that he's actually Yache Berry, which I think was actually very, very poor in my opinion. Because Yache Berry, while yes, it does let him live a hit from Kyurem, all he can hit me with is this hidden power right here, which I would assume is hidden power rock or fighting or anything like that. And even then, unless he can't even be choice specs because he's Yache Berry, but it wouldn't have killed my Kyurem. However, it did help him live multiple ice, which he would have lived 2 Ice Punches anyway, but it helped him live with a little bit more health and take out my Electivire. Hold on, I have to actually update the layout. Okay, so he did take out my Electivire very, very early, but he did his job. He put 3 things at below 35% health, and that's amazing. And I just go into Kyurem, nuke this thing with an Ice Beam, and I take out the Zapdos basically right away in the battle. So that's really, really nice. And now he goes right into his Regirock, and I was like, okay, this thing, hold on, real quick. This Regirock is a very, very important thing that I have to watch out for in this battle, because if he is Assault Vest, then I cannot kill him with an Ice Beam or an Earth Power. So that kind of means that I have to watch out if he's Assault Vest, see what kind of item he is, and get him at least to half health before I can kill him with an Earth Power or Ice Beam. So I have to switch out here, otherwise I would lose. However, if he's not Assault Vest, Earth Power does about 85 to, I think it does 85 to 100% if he's specially defensive. So let's go ahead and hop back into the battle. I decided to switch right out into my Crobat because I know I have to get him down to half health. He doesn't have reliable recovery. I have Super Fang. Easy as that. He goes for Thunder Wave, which instantly tells me that he is not Assault Vest, and that basically means that I get to kill him with Kyurem, which is really, really nice. And he goes for Iron Head, trying to para-flinch me, and in the battle I kind of got a little angry, but you know what, looking back at it, it's whatever. I do go right for the Super Fang here, get off 50% of health, and that's really good. Now he's going to die to Earth Power from Kyurem. And basically, I just have to keep firing off Super Fangs. Once I can fire off enough Super Fangs, everything on his team is going to come out to the is going to come down to the point of health where they die, like to a minimal hit, whether it's from Clefable, Kyurem, Milotic, or Gligar, any of them really, because his only Levitator is already dead, which is really nice. So I just keep going for Super Fangs. This thing goes down to enough health, and I'm basically still at full health from all of this. And right here, he's going to withdraw as I go for another Super Fang, and he goes into his Mega Venusaur. Now, this was kind of sort of key, because since I'm now paralyzed, I can't outspeed him and taunt him and stop him from synthesizing. That's the word I'm looking for. So I have to go for a taunt right here as he goes for Leech Seed and misses. That sucks, but again, not the end of the world, because I could have just U-turned right out. So it wasn't that big of a deal. So right here, I go for a second Super Fang as he knocks off my Black Sludge, which, it's whatever. I can just get it back up later. And I'm going for a Super Fang right here, and now he's in range to die from U-turn. But he actually switches out and goes into his Crocodile, which still dies to U-turn. Do I agree with this play? Not really, just because this thing could still sweep my team if it came in for free and it got up a Moxie boost, because I believe it's Scarfed. I'm pretty positive it's Scarfed, but I'm not 100% sure. I just have to assume it's Scarfed. But it now has no potential to sweep my team, and now he's relying on solely Haxorus to sweep my team because his wall's already worn down enough. And right now, I go into my Gligar as he goes into his Empoleon. Empoleon is going to kill me no matter what. I know I outspeed him, and I just have to get off an Earthquake. I have to break a Shuckle Berry if he has it, and I also have to get him down to below half, so an Earth Power from Kyurem kills him. So right here, he is going to go for the Ice Beam, and he does take out my Gligar, which, yeah, while it does suck, it's not the end of the world, because basically now Kyurem gets to come in and win me the game. Everything is in range of Kyurem, everything is in range to die, and I go right into Kyurem. He is going to die to an Earth Power, even specially defensive. He's not going to have Shuckle Berry because I already went for Earthquake, and it's basically game right here. I don't even have to have the agility pass to it to outspeed everything, because I basically took out a Scarfer and things like that early on in the match. So Empoleon goes down to Kyurem, and right here he goes into his Haxorus. Now I'm going to pause this real quick. Okay, so he's in with his Haxorus. This thing can sweep me. He has Mold Breaker. It hasn't popped up on the screen just yet, but he has Mold Breaker. I did not know if Mold Breaker would stop unaware, because if it stops unaware, then I might die. If he's Life Orb with Poison Jab, I would definitely die from +1. Or if he was Adamant with Life Orb, I would definitely die to a +1 Poison Jab. Another thing is, nothing on my team could take this thing on if he goes for a Dragon Dance and has Outrage or Poison Jab or anything like that. So it basically comes down to whether I feel comfortable making the prediction that he's going to Dragon Dance and try to sweep me, or whether I'm going to stay in and just kill him before he has a chance to sweep me. But as you will see, he does have the Mold Breaker, so unaware does not work. And right here, he does decide to Dragon Dance up as I stay in and I go for the Ice Beam. Ultimately, I could not let him set up for free. I could not let him do anything. I go for the Ice Beam, expecting kind of sort of another Yache Berry. However, he does not have it. I go for the Ice Beam, and this is an Expert Belted Modest Ice Beam. There is no possible way he's living this, and the Haxorus does go down. Very, very nice. Very nice safe play on my part. And he goes right into Regirock, and like I said, this thing dies from Earth Power at this range, and he does in fact stay in and die to an Earth Power, and Regirock goes down. Very, very nice. And now all he has left is his Mega Venusaur at very low amounts of health, and I mean, it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. Psychic just bops this thing. So Mega Venusaur goes down very early in the match. I mean, this whole match was kind of sort of early, and I do end up winning 4-0. Now, hold on, you're gonna, sorry about that you saw Erik's like little thing, whatever. So I did win 5-0. 4-0, I'm sorry, QREM went 5-0. He got 5 kills this match. That just goes to show how powerful QREM was. I used it very well. I think Chi played amazingly. I really think he did. I think his team prep was a little bit off, just a tiny bit, just because of the Yachi Berry on Zapdos. I think he would have been better with like Rocky Helmet to make my Electivire take damage whenever I went for Ice Punch. I think that's where a lot of the things went downhill, because once that thing's Yachi Berry was taken apart, it couldn't really do a whole lot. So that was really nice. And then another thing that I think kind of sort of came into play was just the 50-50 that he had to make at the end with Haxorus. I think it was a very good match. He played well. In my opinion, I played a little bit better. I played like I came to win, and like my entire season depended on it, which it does. So with all that being said, make sure you guys check out all the links in the description. I want to give a huge shout out to Erik for recording this match for me, just like he does every single week. He helps me out so much with this, so thank you, Erik. It means the world to me. Also, thank you, Troy, the Trojan Horsey, for genning my team for me. I wasn't able to gen this week, I just didn't have enough time, but it's fine. So I just want to thank you so much, Troy. It really saved my butt. And but yeah, also check out Chi's channel. He has some really awesome content. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're rooting for the Maryland Torterrapins to go all the way, please show some love on that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. But I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!